Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about how you build your event planning portfolio because we are in the age of attention, and where your attention goes, energy flows. So, how do you grab the attention of a future employer, a partner that makes an impact more over than a mere resume? Enter the event portfolio. And I will give you some of the key components of an event portfolio so that you can get started in building yours today. But before we get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Naomi. Thank you so much for being here. And for those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. I'm an event professional just like you, and I've been in the event planning industry for over 20, 30 years, and I've planned and executed hundreds of events. And now I enjoy supporting event professionals just like you in areas that they are challenged with. So you're here for an for event portfolio. And in my role as an event or adjunct instructor in a meeting and event management program, one of the assignments that my students were tasked in doing was building their event portfolios. It was a big project. It was a big project for them. They're really excited about it. But it was the one project that, if done well, it allowed them to stand out and to make an impact when they're face to face with a future employer, or if they merely wanted to showcase their skills, their talents, their abilities to someone that was inquiring about them. I believe this can help you too. So you may wonder, why is this important? Well, right now we're living in a time where everyone's pressed for time. Everyone has a variety of things on their plate. And let's face it, their plates are stacking up and they're pretty full. So if an employer is looking at countless resumes, or a potential partner is looking for the right person for a partnership, an event planning portfolio is going to be not only able to give them a quick glance of who you are, but it will be visually stimulating enough for them to take that next logical step with you. And so as we go into 2026, finding ways for you to stand out should be your top goal, your very top goal right now. And why? You may be asking why. Well, we have layoffs happening left and right in the corporate world. And although event planning space might not be severely impacted at the moment, you can logically conclude that it will trickle down because many of these layoffs and the restructuring of businesses will impact the attendance at our events and possibly how many events that we plan in the future. And then that can also impact our teams as well at the end of the day. The key is always be prepared. So being ready with this portfolio is going to help you stand out. It's going to help you be relevant and secure the opportunity that you are looking for too. So what do you think? Let's get started. I'm going to give you some of the key components of event portfolio and some ideas on what to include in these areas. And then at the end, we'll talk about how you'll present this beautiful portfolio of yours that you've built and some of the tools that you are going to be able to use. But first, let me know in the comments, do you have an event planning portfolio, or do you think that you will benefit from having one? I would love to be able to know. All right. Well, when we talk about the elements of our event planning portfolio, one thing has to be first. And people, even though we say don't judge a book by its cover, we always judge the book by its cover. You know what I mean? So, what does your cover look like? What does your cover look like of your portfolio? So, whatever the cover is, it's going to be the first impression of your portfolio. So we want to make sure that it is engaging, that it stands out, that you title it appropriately so that it captures the attention and wants that person to basically flip the page and move on towards the next section. I also would say, if you can, include a cover letter. So let's say they open up your portfolio, perhaps you have a cover letter there too. Make it engaging, make them want to turn that page, have a picture of you, and whatever the goal of that portfolio is going to be. So if you're looking to be looked at for other opportunities for events, maybe you say that. If you're looking for a potential partner with your business, maybe you say that. And then make sure that you have a really great picture, something that really shows you a great profile picture so that people are able to see you and see the beautiful person that you are. All right, so the next section I have is the About section. The About section is very important. It's going to tell them about yourself. Again, photos in this area are going to be great. Awesome to show your personality. You want to make sure that you have, let's say, a picture that would have a background of an event, something that shows you in action, and also have a short paragraph, perhaps about you and what your portfolio's purpose is going to be. Have it be a nice, clean look. Let's not overdo it. Just think about this About section as a hello. Now you can get pretty creative with the cover letter and with your About section. Some people like to even blend two into one, but it's important to have those key elements within your event portfolio. Now next is a table of contents, because your portfolio might have a lot of pages to it. So we want to be able to have people navigate through it easily. The key is making it easy for people to get to know you, making it easy for people to be able to say, yes, I need to have her working my event. And this is what a table of contents does. So that means we want to number our pages, make sure that the pages and the numbers, they coincide with each other. If you're presenting this information in some type of presentation, PDF or digitally, let's include links for ease of flow. We want to make sure that things are flowing really well. And that is what you would do with the table of contents. Make sure that we have everything coinciding and it's flowing easily. Next is your resume. The resume is a key component of your event planning portfolio. With your resume added in, employers don't have to go and try to find it. They can have that and have all of your background at a glance right there in your resume. A word of caution, though, is that if you're tailoring your resume to each job, which is pretty much what people are doing now in this particular era, you want to make sure that your event portfolio is updated with the accurate resume so that you can avoid any mix-ups. Or perhaps just leave it out as a separate document for that employer. So make sure you just double check that before you share your portfolio. Next, we have some work samples. Work samples are great. This is going to be the meat and potatoes of your event planning portfolio. This is where you're going to showcase what you do best, right? Having work samples about the work you've done can help tell the story of you, your talent, your skills, your abilities. So what you should do is find pictures of yourself on site, perhaps pictures of high profile person that perhaps you've worked with and you did a great job. Whatever that top tier event that you've done that you want to showcase, whatever that event or project that made you proud, that's something that you want to really find the evidence for. Find the pictures, find the testimonials for those particular events, and design this area so that it speaks volumes to whatever your creativity was in that moment or for those events. So I think you've got the point, but make sure you just hit the nail on the head and that you show yourself off. This is your opportunity to show yourself off and show off what you do. Now, don't go overboard here, because perhaps we just want to have maybe 4 or 5 great examples of events or project that you plan, just so that it doesn't get too overwhelming. But these projects and events are going to speak directly to the opportunity that you're going to land, right? So that is what we have to say about the work samples. Go all out, because this is where you showcase yourself. Next is skills and competencies. So if you have a list of skills, also include this within your event portfolio. But to kick it up to the next level, perhaps have trainings that you've went through that helped you to build that skill. If there's any kind of certification that you can add in for you to showcase, maybe you want to showcase that. It's just a great way to have a conversational point with the person that you're going over the resume or going over your portfolio in. And then pick ones that are going to make the biggest impact for the opportunity that you have in mind. We don't want to pick, Microsoft Word certificate because pretty much everybody knows Microsoft Word, right? We want to make sure that we are displaying some of those key things that really would make you stand out above everyone else. So make sure that we speak to those in your event planning portfolio. Certifications and degrees would be the next area to focus on. So we talked about a little bit about certifications, but let's think about some major certifications. If you have them, go ahead and list them and even include your certification document so that everyone can see. And these are things like maybe your CMP, your Certified Meeting Professional designation, perhaps your CMM, your Certified Meeting Management designation, or even, let's say, your CSEP, the Special Events Professional designation. We can go on and on. We have a lot of different certifications in the event industry, but those do speak volumes to you and your abilities and what you've learned, and are a great discussion point when you connect in person with anyone. So let me pause here by saying that if you getting an industry certification is something that you're looking into, perhaps getting your CMP, the Certified Meeting Professional designation, is a great place to start. It is a certification that represents the experience that you've put in. And if you've been in the industry for 5 years or more, you might be able to go ahead and fast track and get started to get that certification, maybe even this coming year. If you are already studying towards your CMP, consider additional support, like going through a study support program. I have one called the CMP Study Experience, and I'll leave the link for that in the comments for you so that you can go and check that out if that's something that you're interested in. Now, let's move on. The next thing that we want to include in our event planning portfolio are references. So another area that you can add about 3 to 5 names and information of people that highly regard you and can speak to your personality and speak to your skill. Another thing here you might want to include are also testimonials. Those are really great. You keep those testimonials, things that people say that you've done such a great job, letters that a client has written that just showcase everything that you've done for them. Those things are really great to include within your event planning portfolio. And in this section, it would be perfect for you to put it down. Another area is community involvement. This is an area that's probably overlooked, but it really just speaks to the heart of who you are. If you're a person that's involved in the community in some way, put and provide either pictures of projects you've done. Tell us a story in this section of like what you have done in the community and where your passion lies. That really speaks to who you are. Like I said, the heart of who you are. And people really, it helps people to really connect to you and really know you as a person. And then finally, our last section here is future goals. Like what's on the horizon for you? What are you looking for? What are your aspirations? List these. Find a way to showcase them visually. If it's a statement, find a way to showcase that statement that speaks to the heart of who you are and what you're aspiring to. If you have a nice photo of you, kind of as you wrap up this portfolio, perhaps put that down as well as a thank you statement. It's just a really great way to tie off your event planning portfolio and leave a lasting impression on the person who is reading it. So those are the areas of a portfolio, and it really comes out to be such a fabulous resource for you that you can use for years to come. And you can always update it should any information change, or should you have that next event that really knocks it out of the park and you want to make sure that you showcase in your portfolio. So you may be asking, how do you present this? Well, I've seen it done in many ways. You can use a physical portfolio. However, physical portfolio can be tough at times to distribute. It usually means you have to take it in person and showcase it, and then you might have to go through the work of putting them printed. So if it gets outdated and you need to add in certain things, that option isn't as ideal. However, you can do a presentation using tools like Canva or Keynote or PowerPoint. You can develop nice visuals, and perhaps saving it as a PDF document can be very easy for people to click on it, open it, and move through your portfolio. Other options are creating a digital portfolio. So you can use tools like Squarespace or Wix and have your own personal website that can help you to design this portfolio. Additionally, Canva has a great website feature that you can create your own website and perhaps do your portfolio there too. And then that way you can get a link and then send that link on to anyone that's interested so that they can use it and see all that you have to offer through a click of a link. How exciting is that? Well, regardless of which way you pick, having an event portfolio is going to help you stand out. It helps you to develop your personal brand. It puts you in the pathway of opportunities that you would not have had the opportunity if you didn't have one. And so I hope that you would consider building your event planning portfolio today. And if you've enjoyed this live stream, just let me know what your biggest takeaway was in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. It was great to be with you today. Bye for now.